Welcome to Gentle Yoga for Lymphatic Health. The lymphatic system has two important functions: to protect and to move. It protects the body by removing any natural toxins and flushing out waste, and it moves lymph fluid, which contains infection-fighting white blood cells, through the body. But it does need a little help since it doesn't have a pump like the heart. It relies on movement or muscle contraction, which is where this class and where you come in. All you need is a block and a mat. So let's get started. One way to move lymph through the body is through pranayama exercises, which is exactly where we're going to begin. We'll start with a technique called box breathing, and it's a way to control the breath. And we can also use visualization and counting as an aid. So when we're breathing in the box breathing pattern, we essentially want to elongate our breath to about 4 seconds. So we'd be inhaling for 4 seconds. So it's like we're drawing the side of a box. Then we'd hold the breath for 4 seconds as if we're drawing the top of the box. We'd exhale for 4 seconds as though we're drawing the side of the box. And then we'd hold for 4 seconds. And then we continue repeating that pattern, finding control with our breath. So just begin by closing your eyes. You can rest your hands on your thighs or in your lap, just whatever feels most comfortable right now. And then just breathe in normally, in and out through the nose. Perhaps this is the first time in your day where you've been really conscious about your breathing, just being really aware of your breathing. And just notice the natural inflow and outflow of your breath. And then take another breath in. This time just sigh out of your mouth. Good. Inhale for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Last time, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Come back to breathing normally, in and out of the nose. And just notice the difference, perhaps in the pace of your breath, the quality of your breath. So perhaps it is easier to breathe. Perhaps you can feel the diaphragm dropping down in a 360-degree expansion all the way around the rib cage as you inhale, and contraction all the way around as you exhale. Take one more breath in and breath out. Good. Blink your eyes open. Take your right hand behind you on the floor like a column to support your spine, and then your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale. And then exhale, using the arms just as support to guide you. Use more of the muscles along the side of your waist to take you deeper into your twist. We're not going for the deepest twist possible, just trying to warm up the spine. You can look over the right shoulder, take one more breath in, and breath out. Keep your left hand where it is, right arm goes up. And then cross at the elbows as you grab a hold of your knees, your shins. If you need to, you can cross your legs a little bit more. Then from here, round your spine, lean back. Curl the chin to the chest. And use the arms as leverage here. As you lengthen through the arms and you press the middle of your back towards the wall behind you, notice how you create length down the spinal column. As you breathe in, notice the available space in the back of your body. And as you breathe out, notice the available sense of contraction in the front of the body. Good. Keep the elbows bound. Just lift your gaze up, lift your chest up, and bind at your forearms. You can touch the palms. You can grab the backs of your hands, or touch the backs of the hands rather, or you can grab opposite shoulders. So just finding a variation of eagle in the arms. Take an inhale, lift your chest, lift your elbows up. And as you lift your gaze towards the ceiling, notice the back body is contracting, the front body is lengthening. Then exhale, side bend towards your right. So right shoulder, right hip, lengthen through the left side of your body, then round your spine through the middle. So you're finding almost like a cat pose here. Then side bend to your left and come all the way back up. Let's take that in the other direction. So side bend to your right, to your left. Round your spine to the middle. Side bend to your right. And then come all the way up. Good. Keep the cross of your elbows. Just unwind your hands. Grab a hold of your legs once again. Tuck your chin to your chest. Round your spine. Good. Keep your left hand where it is. Right arm goes up towards the ceiling. Breath in. Exhale, lean towards your left-hand side. So you're opening up along the right side of your body here. Just notice the sensation and available space that you pick up on as you breathe. Good. Rotate your chest down towards your left knee and reach your right arm across. You might notice now you feel more sensation in the back. Rotate your chest towards the ceiling. Keep your arm by your ear, and maybe you sense a little bit more opening in the front of your body on that left, or rather right-hand side. Come all the way back up. Unwind your arms. If you like, you can switch the crossing of your legs. Let's do that on the other side. So twisting towards your left. So left hand goes behind you, right hand to the outside of that left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Breath in. Exhale, look over your right shoulder, or left shoulder rather, as you twist. Again, you think of your arms more so as columns to support your spine, and you're trying to rotate from the thorax and from the middle of your body. Good. Keep your right hand where it is. Left arm goes up. Breath in. Exhale, grab a hold of your right knee. So you're crossed at the arms. Tuck your chin to your chest, lean back, and feel the back body open. Breath in, and breath out. Lift your gaze, lift your chest up. Keep the bind at the elbows. Just touch the backs of the hands, your palms, or you can grab your shoulders. So finding eagle in the arms. Inhale, lift your elbows up, lift your chest up. Exhale, side bend towards your left. Round your spine to the middle, so chin to your chest, elbows towards your belly button. Then side bend to your right. And then come all the way back up. Now let's go the opposite direction. So side bending to the right. Round your spine through the middle. Side bend to the left. And then come all the way back up. Keep the bind in the elbows. Just grab a hold of your knees, your shins once again, and then lean back, chin to chest. This time, reach your left arm up to the ceiling, keeping that arm by your ear. Right hand stays where it is. Lean towards the right-hand side. Big opening through the left side of the waist. Take a breath in. Exhale, rotate your chest down towards your right knee. Reach the left arm across. Inhale, rotate your chest towards the ceiling, keeping that left arm by your ear. Breath in and breath out. Good, and then slowly unwind your arms. Close your eyes. You can roll the shoulders out a couple times, forward, up, back, and down. And then taking those shoulder circles in the other direction. Really just sensing the movement of your shoulder blades along the back of the rib cage. And then let that go. Come into downward facing dog. Press your hands onto the floor like you're trying to get away from the ground. Elevate the pelvis and then work your heels towards the mat. Whether they touch or not is completely irrelevant. Take a breath in and breath out. Good. Breath in, look forward and see your hands. Exhale, step your feet behind your hands. Bend your knees as much as you need and just let your head hang. You can sway a little bit from side to side. And if it feels good, you can grab opposite elbows, maybe kind of bobbing a little bit up and down. Just allowing the spine to decompress, the head to be really heavy, like fruit on the vine of a tree. Release your fingertips down to the mat. Bend your knees. Go slow. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. And as you rise up, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. So take your left arm across the front of your ribs. And all we're doing with this left arm is kind of acting like a seatbelt or a check. So we want to make sure that the ribs stay relatively down, and we want to avoid rotating the spine a whole lot. The movement's going to remain relatively in the shoulder joint. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, and once you get stuck, just pause. Notice if the right side of your ribs are flaring up or turning to the side. Try to check with that left arm, keeping it down as much as possible. Rotate your right arm out so the palm is facing to the side, and take that arm behind you. Once you take that arm back, come into internal shoulder rotation. So the thumb is facing in towards you and the palm is facing behind you. And then we're going to move through those circles 2 more times. So you're going to reach that arm forward and up. Rotate the palm out and go back. Pause in that internal rotation. 1 more time, forward and up. Turn the palm out and go back. Pause in internal rotation. So now we're taking those shoulder circles in the opposite direction. Turn the palm out. It's like you're serving a volleyball. Reach the arm up, forward, down, and back. Just do that 2 more times. Sensing the movement of the humerus, the upper arm bone in the shoulder socket, and how, like I said, everything is connected, right? So the shoulder is a very complex joint. So we have movement in the clavicle and in the shoulder blade. Now let that go. Relax your arms by your side and notice if you can sense a difference between the right arm and the left. Maybe one arm feels lower or more relaxed, one shoulder feels lower or more relaxed. And with your fingertips just gently against your thighs, just notice which side feels longer or lower. Take a breath in and a breath out. Good. Now let's try that on the other side. So take your left, or rather right arm across, grabbing a hold of your ribs, and again, trying to keep them down. Reach your left arm forward and up, and then pause once you get stuck. Again, we're trying to minimize a whole lot of movement in the center of the body. Rotate the palm out, reach the arm behind you, and then pause with the shoulder in internal rotation. So thumb facing in, palm facing backwards. And let's do that again. Reach forward and up. Inhale. Turn the palm out. Go back. As you exhale, pause in that internal rotation. Take that 1 more time on your own. And then pause in internal rotation. Now we go in the opposite direction. So rotate the palm out like you're serving a volleyball. Reach the arm up, forward, down, and back. Do that 1 more time. Or rather 2 more times. So we get 3 complete circles. And if you happen to get 1 more, it's okay. All right, let that go. Relax your arms by your side, and you might notice both shoulders feel a little bit more relaxed. not as hiked up towards your ears. And essentially all we did was work the body or work those muscles so that they can clock out and they can relax. Take a breath in and a breath out. Good. So now we're going to move both at the same time, but in opposite directions. So it's kind of like patting your head and rubbing your tummy. So it's a little bit of a brain challenge, but also really good for coordination in the body. So let's just start breaking it down one side at a time. So let's start with that right arm. So your right arm is going to reach forward and up, and then go back. Just get used to that movement. Okay, and once you get used to that movement, you might already start to notice that the chest and the ribs will move a little bit. That's okay, but we want the main source of movement to be from the upper arm and the shoulder girdle. Okay, so once you're getting the hang of that, as you're reaching that right arm forward, reach your left arm backwards. Then it's like you're high-fiving each other overhead. So you make contact, and then you continue following through. So as the left or right arm goes forward and up, left arm goes back and up. You high-five in the middle, and you pass by each other. So the left arm goes forward, and the right arm goes backwards. Continue moving through this, and once you get the hang of it, you can pick up the speed a little, but still being mindful and aware of the movements. Sense the rotation in your spine, the gentle turn of your head and neck. So even though the movement is focused in the shoulders and the upper part of the body, we get some movement going down as well, even into the hips, right? So you might notice my hips are starting to rotate. Okay, and then let that go. Now we'll do that on the other side. So let's start by reaching the left arm forward and up, and then going back. So just keep that left arm moving, circling it out. And once you get the hang of that, as you reach your left arm forward and up, reach your right arm back and up. Make contact overhead, like you're high-fiving, and then follow through. So your right arm goes forward, your left arm goes backwards. And then continue moving through that a couple more times, just getting the hang of those movements. And you might already start to notice your arms getting tired, right? Because you're working all the muscles that are responsible for circumduction, or essentially the movement of your arms and what you're doing right now. All right, let that go. As a whole, you may notice both shoulders a little bit more mobile and at ease. Let's take that a little bit further. As you inhale, reach both arms overhead, look up and see the hands. Exhale, bend the knees and fold all the way down to the mat. Lift halfway as you inhale, fingertips to your shin bones. Lengthen out through the top of the head like you're headbutting something, and you'll notice a traction along the back of the spine. Exhale, bend the knees, plant your fingertips, step your left foot back. Lower the left knee to the ground, and if you need padding for your knee, you can just fold up the side of your mat, or if you have a blanket nearby, you can grab that and just slide it underneath. Come up into your crescent moon, reach both arms towards the ceiling, and then lower your right hand to your right thigh. Now the tendency here is to collapse into the front of the pelvis, just kind of sink into the lunge. Resist that temptation and instead find resistance pulling back through the right heel, pressing forward with the left knee and guiding the back of the pelvis down towards the floor. And you might notice more of that stretch here in the front of the hips versus into the lower back. Reach your left arm overhead. Inhale. Exhale, reach that arm across. You're reaching towards the right upper corner of your yoga mat. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Good. Rotate the palm towards the left. You're going to lean back, rotate the chest open, moving into external rotation with that arm, and take that arm back. So you're rotating your chest towards the left side of your mat. Let's move through that twice more, a little bit quicker. Inhale, reach forward and open up. Big circle with that arm, leaning back with the chest. And then one more time, reaching across. Inhale, rotate open. And then release both fingertips down to the mat. Untuck the back, or tuck the back toes under rather. Take a breath in, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Let's do that on the other side. So inhale, lengthen out through the top of the head, creating traction through the spinal column. Exhale, bend the knees, plant your fingertips, and step your right foot back. Lower the right knee to the ground. Again, you can fold up the side of your mat for extra padding, and then reach both arms to the ceiling. Pause as you're here, traction the left heel back, right knee forward, back of the pelvis guiding down. Take a big inhale. Exhale, release your left hand to your left thigh and reach that right arm across. Inhale, rotate the palm to the right, pinky up. Lean back, rotate the chest open, getting the arm to move through external rotation, and then do that 2 more times. So starting an internal, going to external with that arm. 1 more time. Good. Take your fingertips down to the mat. Tuck the back toes under and step to the top. Inhale, lift halfway, fingertips to your shins. Exhale, bend the knees, plant your hands, and step back into downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Inhale through the nose. Next breath out, crawl your hands to the back of your mat. Bend your knees, inhale, lift halfway, lengthen out through the top of the head. Exhale, fold all the way back down. Good. Bring your feet about hips-width distance apart, maybe even wider here. Bend your knees deeply like you're sitting in a chair, and just tap your fingertips to the floor. So you're in a chair pose, but you just haven't reached the arms up towards the ceiling. Keep this depth in your legs. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, arms reach up. Pause. Notice the tendency to collapse in the lower back here and to feel kind of that crunch sensation. Think about drawing the front of your rib cage towards the back of the rib cage, and that can help to create some length in the lower spine. Take your hands to the outsides of your thighs. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, isometrically contract through the outer thighs. So you're going to press your knees out into your hands, but the hands will resist and press back in towards the knees. Notice the engagement through the outer thighs, the abductors. So from here, allow your hands to win. So your hands will press the knees in. You can allow the knees to kind of do very little work in this sense. So you might roll to the inner sides of the feet. Then now allow the knees and thighs to win. As you press out into your hands, there will be resistance, but allow your knees to win ultimately. Let's do that a couple more times. Hands win and knees win. Hands win and knees win. Good. Go ahead and fold, release your fingertips down. You can shake out the legs and let that go. Good. Bend your knees once again, sitting back in that imaginary chair, and then reach your arms up to the ceiling. Big breath in and breath out. Keep the depth in your legs. This time take your hands to the adductors, the inner thighs. Press your hands to your thighs, thighs to your hands, so there's resistance. And you're isometrically contracting, meaning that it really doesn't look like much is happening, but just by finding resistance and holding, you can feel that contraction in the muscle group. Now from here, allow your hands to win, pressing out into your knees. So you'll roll more to the outer parts of your feet. Then allow your knees to win, pressing in towards the hands, and you can come all the way until your hands touch. Press back out, and then press back in. Do that one more time. Press back out. This time as you press back in, come to neutral. So you're back in that chair pose, pressing into your inner thighs. Then reach both arms up towards the ceiling. You might notice the engagement, both outer and inner thighs now. Everything has woken up. Exhale, hands to your chest. Come to standing. Good. Your left foot is your base. Reach the arms overhead. Inhale, right knee lifts. One-legged Tadasana. Find a little buoyancy in your left leg. You can even bring your hands to your hips as you step your right foot to the top of the mat. It doesn't need to be a really wide step. You can always adjust once you're in it. Bring your feet about hips-width distance apart. The wider your stance, the easier it will be to balance. And if balance right now is tricky, you can always lower the back knee to the ground, find your bearings, and then you can come on up once you're ready. When you're ready, reach the arms overhead. So you're in a crescent lunge. Front knee is bent deeply. Back knee can bend a bit just to ease up on the lower spine. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Good. Take your palms together overhead and then reach your arms forward. Press your palms together actively. Now you can get the pec muscles to engage here and even your lats to engage as you press down through the pinky fingers. Take an inhale. Exhale, rotate your spine towards the right. Try to keep your fingertips, your hands in line with your sternum so you're getting accurate amount of rotation in the chest and through the thorax. Then come back to center, turn towards the left side of your mat. Coming into Skandasana or side lunge. Bend into your left knee. Notice that all 10 of my toes are facing the left side of the mat here. Then come back up, inhale, turn forward into your crescent lunge. Take your time getting there. Exhale, rotate towards your right. Trying to get maximum amount of rotation in the spine. Come back to center, inhale. Turn towards the left, turn your feet to the left. Exhale, Skandasana or side lunge. Bend deep into your left knee, right leg lengthens out, and sit your butt back. One more time. Inhale, turn forward, coming into your crescent lunge. Exhale, rotate to your right. Come back to center, inhale. Exhale, Skandasana or side lunge. Come back up, turn forward, inhale, reach the arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, take your hands to the ground and step back, downward facing dog. Good, take a breath in. Exhale, walk your hands to your feet at the back of the mat. Let your head hang. Inhale, rise up to stand, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, bring your hands together in front of your chest. Good. So your right foot is your base now. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, one-legged Tadasana, left knee lifts. See if you can carry that engagement of the inner and outer thighs to help you stabilize here. Bend your right knee a little bit and step to the top of the mat. Again, you can always transition with hands to hips and then reach the arms back up. Adjust your feet, bringing your feet about hips width distance apart. Again, the wider the base, the more stable. Bend deep into your front knee and soften through the back knee. As you're ready, reach the arms overhead. Big breath in. Exhale, palms together. Press them together actively and then reach your fingertips out in front of you. Good. So you're keeping the palms in line with the chest and try to press down through the pinky fingers so you activate just under your armpits and your lat muscles. Take a breath in. Exhale, rotate your chest now towards the left. Try to keep your arms in line with the chest, getting maximum amount of rotation, but honestly from the thorax. Then turn towards the right, pivoting your right heel down, turning your toes to the side of your mat, and then come into your Skandasana or side lunge. Bend into your right knee. Let's move through that twice more, slow and controlled. Inhale, turn forward. Exhale, rotate towards your left. Inhale, turn forward. Exhale, Skandasana or side lunge. Bend into your right knee. Last one, inhale, turn forward. Exhale, twist. Inhale, turn forward. Exhale, Skandasana, side lunge. Come back up, turn forward into your crescent lunge. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hands to the floor and step back. Take a breath in and breath out. Inhale, look forward and see your hands. Exhale, step your feet to the top and have a seat. All right, so we've gotten essentially the whole body to move dynamically, isometrically, and gently, right? Remembering that we want to move in a way that is smart, safe, and sustainable. So now that we've warmed up the body quite a bit, we've moved the body, contracted the muscles in our body, now we get to kind of surrender and move more into a restorative type of practice. So grab a hold of your block, move it to the back of your mat so you can reach it from lying down. Go ahead and lie on your back. As you lie all the way down, plant your feet to the floor. And find that block. Lift your pelvis up just enough to slide the block on the lowest setting under your pelvis. We'll start there. And then you can stay with the feet planted if that feels restful. Perhaps you lengthen the legs out, grounding the heels to the floor. And you can even reach the arms overhead. Allow the front of the pelvis to release. Maybe you allow the inner thighs to release as well as you roll more to the outer edges of your feet. Keep your left leg long. Hug your right knee to your chest. You can hold around the shin or behind the hamstrings. Find this opposition, though, between push and pull. So you're pulling the right knee in, you're pressing the left heel forward. And then switch sides. Right foot plants down. Hug your left knee in. And then you can lengthen that right leg out. Again, push and pull, left knee pulling in, right heel pressing forward. And then slowly lower your left foot to the ground, lower your right foot to the ground. Now, you're more than welcome to stay on this level, or you can bring the block up to level 2. And since it's on the narrower setting, I would recommend shifting it down a little bit so that you're still on the middle back portion of the pelvis. Same thing, you can keep the feet planted, or you can lengthen the legs out, and you can reach the arms overhead. So in order to have a healthy lymphatic system, it's important to essentially move the body in various dynamic, gentle ways. We oftentimes think of exercise as strenuous, and certainly it can be, but it doesn't have to be strenuous all the time. It can still be gentle. It can still be nourishing and supportive. And I think variety of movement is key. So, walking around your neighborhood, going for a run, lifting weights, doing yoga, and any other types of movement that you like to do, playing sports, is so great for the body and really for mental health as well. Bend your knees, plant your feet to the ground. Lift the pelvis up. Move the block out of the way and then lower your pelvis back down. You can set the block to the side. Relax your arms by your side. Good. Then cross your left leg on top. Keep the right shoulder blade down as you do this. Take a breath in. And exhale, drop your legs to the left. Come back to center as you inhale. Again, exhale, dropping the legs to the left. You might notice this little tug along the right side of the body. Take a couple more on your own. And then slowly come back to center. Unwind the legs, lengthen them along the floor for just a moment. And just like when we were standing, notice any differences that you sense between the right shoulder and the left. Maybe one side feels lower to the ground, more relaxed to the ground than the other. Let's try that on the other side. So plant both feet down. Cross your right leg on top until the knees are stacked. So kind of similar to eagle in the legs. Keep your left shoulder blade to the ground. Take a breath in. Exhale, slowly guide your legs to the right. And as you do this, try to keep that left shoulder blade grounded as much as possible. And you may notice that little tug on the left side of the body. Come back to center as you breathe in. And then exhale again as you drop the legs to the right. Keep going on your own. Take one more. And slowly unwind the legs, lengthen them along the floor. And you might notice both shoulders are a little bit more relaxed to the ground. Plant your feet to the mat. One more little piece of movement here. Take one hand above your belly button to your rib cage where it kind of pokes up, and the other hand below your belly button to the front top part of your pelvis. Imagine your tailbone is a paintbrush. On your inhale, paint behind you like a cow pose. You're sticking your butt out into the ground. More so than anything, though, you are tilting your weight on the lower back portion of the pelvis, and your lower back will arch off the ground. And then exhales, you round your spine into the floor. You curl your tailbone between the legs and painting forward. Inhale, painting behind you. So I want you to imagine that your yoga mat is a canvas, a blank canvas, and your tailbone is a paintbrush. On your inhale, paint behind you. So it's like you're moving through a cow pose. You're tilting your weight on the lower back portion of the pelvis, sticking your butt out and arching the lower spine. Then exhale, you do the opposite. Paint forward on your mat or between the legs, rounding your lower spine into the floor. And now your weight is more on the back portion, back upper portion of the pelvis. Keep moving through that. Sensing the movement of your spine and the pelvis, and even the movement of your head and neck, tilting the chin up and tucking the chin towards the chest. And it just kind of happens naturally as a result of the movement of your pelvis and lower spine. Take 3 more. And then as you're ready, lengthen your legs up. You can relax your arms by your side. You might notice both shoulders a bit more relaxed. The spine has softened to the floor. And just through gentle movement, mindful movement, and mindful breath, you can find balance and health in the mind, body, and breath. Allow your body to be heavy, the breath to be easy, the jaw to be soft. Eyes closed. Know that you might notice now that the lower back has relaxed a bit more towards the floor and the shoulders are relaxed a bit more towards the mat. Just by moving the body gently and mindfully, breathing gently and mindfully, we can find balance and health. So important. Essentially, what this practice is all about, what it's here to do to support you in your life. As you're here, just allow the body to be really heavy towards the floor. Relax the jaw. And find ease in your breath. You are more than welcome to stay here for as long as you need. You can just allow the video to continue playing, and when you are ready to move on with your day, you can. If you're ready to move on now, you can wiggle your fingers and your toes, circle the wrists and the ankles in one direction and then the other. Stretch the arms overhead. Point the toes, arch your spine. Find a sigh, find a yawn. And then guide your legs towards your chest. Roll to one side of your body. And gently press yourself up. Do you find a comfortable seat? Just pause. Take a breath in. And a sigh out. And thank you for joining me in this practice, a practice of support and nourishment. From my heart to yours, namaste.